Hey, it's Orla of Performance Yoga, and thanks for joining me today to do a 20-minute yoga session. We're going to cover everything from shoulder mobility, spinal mobility and strength, hip strength mobility, and hopefully down around the knees, calves, ankles, everything, just top to toe stuff. So 20 minutes is a short space of time, so we'll get straight into it. Start to roll around your wrists. It's really important, especially for those of you who work at a desk or an office. You might have that tight sort of feeling around your wrists. It's really important just to limber up the hands, move the hands, press your palms away from you, and even if you take the arms right up overhead and give yourself a stretch, reach up left arm and then right arm. So you've got that lovely side stretching going through your body, just an initial easy stuff. That's what we want to try and do. Take the shoulders then and give them big circles round, back and down, and you loosen out the shoulder joint, especially around the back of the shoulder blade, the shoulder scapular muscles. You want to get those nicely loosened out. Roll your shoulders forward, push them out behind. Do that a couple of times. That's the stuff. We're getting moving. That's the key thing. We'll just work on the balance, just initiate it a little bit. Then you take your right knee up to your tummy and hold on to it there. Start to circle out that right ankle while you're doing that. And if balance is an issue for you at the moment, you could always have your back touching a wall for this part. No problem to move back to a wall. Roll out that ankle. The same to the opposite side now. Take your balance on your opposite side, roll out the ankle joint so you get that lovely release of pressure, I suppose, around the areas, especially if your feet are closed in shoes all day. It's nice just to give them a little loosen out. Fab. Shake out the hands and bring yourself all the way down to all fours. So when you're in all fours, put your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. If you've done any of my videos before, you'll have seen cat-cow done a few times. Off we go. Inhale the head up and exhale the head down, rounding your spine. Flexing and extending your spine using your breath and gentle movement. We'll get a few of these in, really healthy for the spine. Inhale, head up, and exhale, round your spine, flexing. Take your time. Go easy enough on yourself. Just feel your way into each movement. It should be pain-free. If any area was sore, you would just ease off a little bit and just do smaller movements, smaller depth of position. And eventually over time, practice, things should help to ease their way out. Let's look around our left shoulder, stick out the left tip to see it, and then the same to the right side. If you can go over and back a couple of times, it'll just get the side part of the spine mobilized. It also strengthens the muscles of the sides of your body on one side while it stretches the other. So there's a huge amount going on here with such a simple movement. Let's work our way back into a version of child's pose. Toes touch, knees apart for the moment, and stretch out your hands right ahead of you. Forehead lowers down as low as you feel comfortable. If that was uncomfortable for you, place your hands, just make little fists and put your forehead up onto those fists, and that will support your head and neck a little higher up. And that might feel nicer for you today. Either way, get some breath in through the back of your body. Fill the belly with breath. Inhale and exhale. And just release any tensions or stress around the back of the body. Just little small movements side to side. You can really freestyle this one and do as much as you want in terms of the wiggling around. There's no right and wrong. Stretch out those arms a little if you can, and take the two arms over to the right side of your mat, giving your body a good stretch. Big breath in and out there. And then the same to the opposite side. And a lovely big stretch there as well. Great. Back up to all fours. Once you're there, find what's called your neutral spine. That's halfway between the two movements of cat and cow. You're looking for a straight spine. Let's push down the tops of the feet into the mat and hover our knees just about an inch off the mat. Press the ground away from you. Tighten your tummy muscles, pulling your belly button up towards your lower spine. And try and lengthen your back. Imagine your back as one long, strong pole, just giving it good solid length there. Breathing, and then drop it down to child's pose again. Shake out your wrists, rotate them. So a movement like that is quite intense for your trunk muscles, your stability muscles, and of course your arms. We'll just give it one more go. You can do cat-cow instead if you find this one a little tricky today. Big breath in. Find your neutral spine and exhale those knees up off the mat. Bringing those knees right to under your hip height. Pulling the belly up away from the floor, up towards your lower spine. Press the ground away. Almost allow your collarbones in front as well to widen out, opening the chest a little bit more. Drop it down when you're ready. Back off into child's pose and give the wrists a little breather, a little time just to switch off. Shrug the shoulders a little bit as well. Excellent. Now, let's take the right knee all the way up in front of the right foot. Take the left leg back a little and point the toes. Inhale the arms all the way up to your heart centre, and then let's lift those arms right up to the ceiling. At this point, draw the shoulders away from your ears. Press your right foot firmly into the floor, and press your left knee and shin down firmly into the floor. So already now we have this grounded stability in this pose, in this position. Let's get a little more side stretch on now. Grabbing onto your left wrist, tilt yourself to the right. So the right leg's in front, but at the side we're going to just make a little side tilt to. Big breath into the system. Ease into it. Opening out the side part of the body, the lat muscles importantly. And then we'll come to all fours to swap that one out. Take back the back leg, your left leg comes forward, and we set ourselves up again. Inhaling the hands to our heart centre. Let's press down our left foot firmly into the floor, and the back knee, back shin, the top of the back foot, all of that pushes down as well. Inhaling the arms all the way up. Nice deep breath there. Keep that grounding energy going on there just to keep the stability in this pose so it's not all wobbly and floaty. Grab onto your right wrist and tilt over to the left. Now when you're tilting to the left, if you tuck your tailbone down behind a little bit more, you'll get a good stretch across the front of your hip flexor. So really all of this depends on how far you want to go in the pose, how deep you want to go. There's always little tweaks you can make to every level of each pose. Take the hands right down again, and this time instead of all fours, if you're able, curl the back toes under and send the back leg back so you can kick up your hips to downward facing dog. Now in that position, let's just pedal away there, pushing one heel to the ground and then the other, but send the two hips up as high as you can, away from the heels, to give your hamstrings a little bit of a stretch. You can wiggle the hips from left to right, no problemo. Keep good strong arms as much as you can. Good, and let's take the 2 feet together now. Once the feet are together, we'll take a 3-legged downward facing dog. Just get that right foot up, 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 almost reaching behind you. Not worried about the ceiling or the sky, and more about the reach behind here if you can. Take a big deep breath in there and see if you can pull that leg and that knee all the way up to your tummy area. If you can get it to the tummy in plank position, take that right knee to touch the outer right elbow. Push the ground away, strong back leg as well. And we'll take the right foot right up in between the two hands. If it was impossible, too tough to bring that up there, you can also go with bringing it to there, dropping your left knee and then walking that right foot forwards. Either way, get the right foot up there, take the back knee back off the floor if you had it down there, plant gently your left hand to the floor and sail your right arm all the way up to the sky or the ceiling. Reach right up there. Really draw the shoulder blades away from your ears, spreading everything as wide as you can, making the spine as long as you can, and a good strong back leg as well can make all the difference. Let's change out through child's pose first. So we're taking the right hand down, right leg back, and we ease our way back down to a comfortable child's pose. Now that child's pose for you might be your 2 fists here. Maybe you like to go to the side and get a side stretch. Maybe you'll keep your arms in front and just wiggle and soften out the hips a little bit. So let's take all that one on the other side. Shrug the shoulders, roll out the wrists if necessary. Do what you think you need to do, what feels good for you, and you're going to come all the way up. Let's lift the hips, pedal out the legs again. Really aim to try and get those hips as high away from the heels as you can. And a long, straight, powerful back if that's possible. Let's take the feet together again at this point.
And now we'll take the left leg back. So I'm much more interested in sending that leg back. There's a wall there behind me, so I'm just going to move the leg up the wall. So we've got this long, strong spine here. We're not collapsing into plank or anything. We're keeping ourselves pushing backwards. And then the knee all the way up to the tummy. I want you to breathe decently at this point. Take a good deep breath in, strong, powerful back leg. And like the other side, if you can get that left knee to the outer left elbow, that's working a lot more than just holding the knee to your tummy. Finally, left foot lands up in front, and as I said before, you can always drop the back knee to help that leg up there. Once you get the left foot up there, let's lift the back knee off the floor again. Lightly, not too heavy on this one, but lightly plant the right palm down as you take the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Now here, the back leg could be sagging, so you want to straighten that out, get a bit of strength into that back leg. As you inhale, imagine lengthening from your right wrist across your chest all the way up to the left hand. Big deep breath into the belly area. Twisting to your comfort level. You can look at the hand, it will challenge your balance. And then slowly down we come, child's pose again. Once you're in child's pose here, you take your time. You allow yourself to restore. And you choose your version of child's pose, the move that will suit you best on the day that's in it. So it can be different positions, child's pose. I'm just showing you alternatives on different days. Different things will work for us on different days. Alright, let's get up onto our feet. Once you're up and standing, just shake the body out a little bit. Get into a comfortable standing position. And bring your hands into your heart center. When you're standing there, this is a version of Tadasana or mountain pose. Just gets us set up doing a few balance or standing or feet planted exercises. So we want the hips level. We want the pubic bone gently pulling up to the belly button. Lightness in the chest and also just shoulders relaxed. That will do the trick for now. Let's interlace the two hands now. Let's grab on to our right knee. So find a bit of stability in the left foot and take the right knee up to your hip level. Now, like we did at the start, if you can roll out the ankle joint, that'll be a nice little place to go. And then steady it up. We've done this plenty times in our classes in performance yoga. So if you're familiar with these moves, you can really go for it in terms of the challenge. You know yourself. Left arm out in front. Let's guide the right knee out towards the right. Hold your balance there. It can be a challenge here. I recommend looking at something that isn't moving and just keeping your gaze on that specific thing. Big deep breath. Let's take the left arm all the way overhead, but don't take that left shoulder up too. It's just the arm. The shoulder can stay down and stay pretty relaxed. If you want to go a little harder, you just take that right hand onto the right knee and push it down. Try and push it down, but ask the leg to push up against that hand. You'll get a lot more strength in your body from doing something like that than hanging onto it and holding it up there. Big deep breath. Let's take that knee back in, give it a little hug up, and then shake it all the way out. Great stuff. We'll try the other side. Let's find your balance so on the opposite side and take up the left knee in my case. Lengthen your spine. Deepen your breath. It'll help you steady up, and you can twirl out that left ankle area just if you feel you need a little more mobility into that zone. Right hand reaches out. Brilliant. How about left knee out to the side now here? Once you've got that, slowly guide the opposite that arm up, the right arm up, but again not the shoulder as such, just the actual length of the arm heads all the way up. Once you've got that, left hand onto the left knee and begin to push it down. If this is too advanced for you at the moment, you can back it up and you can put your back up against a wall and you can work on simply holding that knee up there. But there's always stages in yoga, stages you can progress and advance onto. The key thing is finding the level that you're strong at, you're good at, and you feel comfortable at. Things will always progress with practice. Take your knee back into your tummy, give it a little shake up, and give it a good shake out there. Perfect. Let's bring ourselves onto our tummy just now. When you're on your tummy, we'll do a little mini Cobra exercise for the shoulders here. So just shrug the shoulders, give them a little release. Toes curl under behind you and place your hands down at the sides of your chest. Elbows pull into your sides and the peaks, the points of your elbows, draw them down towards where your feet are. On an inhale, let's press the pubic bone to the mat and inhale our chest and shoulders up off the mat. Big deep breath there. This can be tough going on the arms, so pull those elbows in tight. Big deep breath. And we relax down fully again. Let's take another one of those. This is a Cobra pose. Toes curl under for the moment. Kneecaps off the ground for strength in the quads. Press your pubic bone down and inhale. Head and chest and shoulders up. Now this isn't a neck stretch, so it's not about looking up. This is about keeping your gaze on the floor, lengthening the back of the neck, drawing the elbows in tight, and breathing. Exhale your way all the way down, and let's push back up to downward facing dog if you can. Once you're there, pedal out those little legs again. Good going. Excellent. Lengthen the spine. Let's come up again, the very middle and top of the mat. Inhale your way all the way up. Then exhale your hands right into the center point. Give yourself a chance here. Let's take a wide little forward bend. So, I do this for hamstring strength. I use my two little blocks. Much more interested in using my blocks for this than touching the floor because it keeps my spine nice and safe and straight and strong. Take your feet out wide, almost as wide as your arms would be long. I'm not going to do it, but you can imagine if I dropped down a block there, it would touch roughly the outside of my ankles. We don't need to take our feet out that wide. The purpose of me telling you how wide to go is that some of us are really flexible, not me now. There's people out there who are, and they might take their feet out wider than the mat. So I don't want that. I want it to be quite controlled. Once you've got your width, you're comfortable with, bend your knees a small bit. And place those blocks down together on your mat. Don't have them out too far, bring them in close so you don't have to reach them. We're just going to fold ourselves forward so you've got a nice straight spine. We begin to lift the hips, straightening the knees. Make sure there's no pain at the back of your knees. You should be feeling mainly a stretch up through the groin area here, the inner thigh, not particularly on the bone of the groin, just on the muscles up along here, and then up the muscles of the hamstrings. Lengthen your spine, lifting the chest a little bit. And my hands are really just resting lightly here. I'm not leaning a lot of my weight down onto those blocks. Relax the shoulders, soften the face muscles, and just breathe here. Breathe nice and easy in this long, wide-legged forward bend. The main reason for it is to get a nice, decent hamstring stretch here. You can wiggle the hips even a little bit here, and that might take the stretch a little more into one hamstring and then the other. Real easy going stuff. You're kind of just exploring some of the time when you're in yoga. You're just making yourself a little more aware of your body. Nice deep breath. And you can stay down there for longer, but I'm going to take my knees together, heel toe my feet together, and slowly just releasing any tension in the neck there. And come all the way up to standing. Inhaling, reaching, and exhaling, bringing my hands back into my heart center. We're going to wrap it up with a little twist for the spine. So take away those two blocks, move them to the side, and take yourself into sitting. Nice seated position like that, up nice and tall. It's a really easy little twist. Let's just turn to the right, place the right hand down here behind you. Lift yourself, lengthening the spine, and see if you can open up and round into a really easy-going, gentle twist for the back. So make sure the shoulders aren't too high close to your ears. Let them completely relax. We're simply breathing into it. Take as long as you want in this position. But if you find yourself slumping, refresh and come all the way up into a tall position. It'll make all the difference. It really does. And then repeat it when you're ready. Opposite side, taking yourself around, coming out of this rounded position, the kind of comfortable position almost, And lifting yourself, having a bit of lightness in your spine as you twist yourself around onto your lift. A few breaths in each direction. Before finally bringing yourself back around to sitting. Sitting with your legs crossed or in any position that you're happy with. You can bring your hands into your heart center. You've wrapped it up, 20 minutes just like that. Well done. Namaste. We'll see you again. Let me know how you get on with that.